We lived in Shigaraki for 7 years, which was one of the few places in Japan where young potters who are not from pottery families could learn how to make a living. We had lots of opportunities to learn about the local ceramic materials, how to use them, and how to preserve them in a small community. The Shigaraki Ceramic Cultural Park frequently hosted international ceramic artists, which inspired us to look for opportunities abroad. After leaving Shigaraki, we moved to Massachusetts, and I became a student at University of Massachusetts Dartmouth Ceramics program. After my program at UMass, we came down to Virginia for our ceramic residency program and ended up in North Carolina, which is known for its pottery traditions.
We visited a potter in Seagrove, David Stempford and his partner Nancy Gatobi, who came to Shigaraki Ceramic Cultural Park when we lived in town. This Shigaraki connection made us new friends in North Carolina, and it opened a door to an opportunity in North Carolina. Nancy, who is the executive director of Starworks, offered me a job to start Starworks Ceramics, to research North Carolina local clays and also studio programs. It is a big decision to move to the US, but Hitomi and I talked and decided to sell everything we had in Shigaraki and took 3 suitcases and 1 cat to move to North Carolina in 2005.
To me, Shigaraki is a distinctive pottery village that blends old and new, tradition and innovation, and toughness and kindness. It wasn't our permanent home, but was a place where we honed our skills and gained knowledge. Now there are many new small businesses, share studios, and interesting events going on in Shigaraki. They are seeds for a new era and a hope for a future of our craft field. It's a powerful and a special place that attracts people from all over the world, including us.
Shigaraki is a special place to me as it's where I studied pottery making and learned about clay and materials. I met Hitomi there, which makes the place even more special to me. Shigaraki is rich in history and knowledge of ceramics, with incredible materials and skilled professionals. I feel lucky to have spent time there and gained knowledge from the specialists in the area.
We just simply use our hands, a couple of tools, natural materials, and wood firing methods in order to preserve the beautiful characters of nature. Wood firing is also a very important process to complete our ceramic works, and it gives a sense of sustainability, which we learned from Japanese pottery traditions and also from American ceramics. It's a lifelong experiment and a fusion of ceramic art between Japanese and American cultures that we lived and loved.
Since we moved from Shigaraki to Seagrove, North Carolina in 2005, we set up our pottery studio named Studio Toya, and we built a nagama with a salt chamber wood kiln together. I didn't know anything about wild clay in this region, but I was fortunate to meet a local ceramic engineer Stephen Brankenbaker, who works for local brick company, and asked for his advice. By grabbing empty buckets and shovels to look for clay sources, I just went through simple clay tests. I dried all the wild clays up, crushed them with a hammer, and fired and see. I found many beautiful colors of clays which were usable for making pottery. During the pandemic, Hitomi and I wrote a book about our journey, experience, and philosophy about wild clay with a co-author, Matt Levy. The book came out in October 2022. After a few years of research of North Carolina clay and clay sources, I was able to set up Starworks Ceramics Clay Factory in 2008 and started producing North Carolina wild clay bodies in 2009. It has got a good reputation from potters and artists, and the Starworks clay business has been growing every day. We have learned so much about North Carolina clay from these experiences. We found some clays which have lots of iron and also white kaolin clay that we can make kohiki ware. We also found the clay which makes a beautiful flashing effect in the wood kiln. Our knowledge and experience in Japan and with materials we have in North Carolina made us possible to create the work we are making now. We are not trying to make the same things that we are making in Shigaraki. Ceramic materials are different and also the culture is very different from Japan. So these differences give us new perspectives and inspirations to create our current work. All of the clays are miraculous. It is deeply tied into local geology. There are many different types of clay in Shigaraki, but generally speaking, Shigaraki clay is high fire clay, white speckled from quartz and feldspar, and may produce beautiful flashing. Throughout the history of ceramics, many potters have experimented to determine the best ways to use their local clay. Innovation in kiln design and firing methods are important factors that help to reveal the beauty of their clay. North Carolina is a large state with many different types of clay, but if I focus on one type found in Seagrove, where I currently live, the clay is high in silica. Local potters have discovered that it produces beautiful results when fired with salt due to high silica content. They turn their local clay into stunning salt-glazed pottery. The community shares information and experiences about the clay and has improved their techniques over centuries. This is the beauty of the pottery community in North Carolina as well as in Shigaraki.